All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the World Arena Podcast, aka the Wopcast. You're throwing me off. Are you gonna say Wop or what?
I did.
Oh,
Don't tell me my mic cut off.
it didn't. Oh my god.
WAP.
Okay, we're off to a bad start, but
Damn it. Let's restart this whole thing.
no, I'm not doing it.
It's
We're
it's
leaving
not
it
too
in.
late.
You fucked up. We're leaving it in.
I didn't. It's still my
But-
daughter's fault for ruining my mic cord, and then I'm using the scuffed one.
Oh my god.
So, it
Yeah,
cuts
blame
out
the
here and
3-year-old.
Or-
Real mature.
there. Or
Okay,
Or-
true. She's old enough to handle technology
That's right.
then.
yeah. that's
So-
what I'm saying.
No guest this week, but we do have some announcements, and also we're going to be talking a little bit about the final 2 weeks of the season. As you can see, there's 14 days left in RTA, so getting down to crunch time. But the first big announcement is going to be that we are planning on starting up the WAP tournament
Oh, baby.
scene circuit, whatever you want to call it. So basically, at 1,000 subs, we're going to start the first tournament or schedule the first tournament. And going forward after that, we're going to try to have them every Saturday night. Basically, the way that these tournaments work is it's going to be like 2 hours maximum. We're going to open a Goodwill room live on Twitch for like 45 minutes to an hour, where anybody can join the Goodwill room. You get as many games in as you can, and at the end of the hour, the top 4 cut to a top 4 bracket where you actually play like best of 3 matches. And then as of right now, winner gets a gift card. We're working on some other prizes, hopefully some Come to Us funded prizes if we're lucky. But yeah, as of right now, it's going to be winner takes all. They'll get a $30 gift card to whichever app store works for them. But really just trying to make a fun place for people to hang out every Saturday night. And also it'll give the WAP channel a little bit more content too, because we can then take that VOD and upload that sometime midweek when people are, waiting for videos, with the podcast being every Saturday. So we'll have something to upload in the middle of the week for you guys as well. And then
It could be pure chaos is what I'm hoping for from this kind of stuff. Because it's like a 2-hour King of the Hill, essentially.
Yep.
Right? And just imagine, like, you get some guy come in out of nowhere, cleave city, and just cleave everybody down in 1 hour. He'll still catch up in wins and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you have one, right? And, well, of course, we're going to be watching for boosters. Don't think you're just going to come in here, queue your same buddy, and just keep hitting each other.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
that's not going to happen.
No.
And the other thing too to mention is there's no rank requirement. If you're C1, if you're F3, whatever, you're welcome to join. If enough lower ranked people join, there's a pretty good chance that one of you guys, or maybe 2 of you guys, sneak into top 4. If you get lucky with matchmaking and pull a couple of other F3s, couple of other C1s, people your rank, whoop their ass, get into the top 4 win total. But either way, it's all just meant to be fun. And, even if you do, if Obabo enters one week and you get your ass beat by Obabo, well, hey, you still got to fight Obabo on stream, right? It's still cool. It's just a
What
fun
an
night.
honor.
It's still just fun. Like, but if you're an RTA fan, how often do you get to fight Obabo? You don't, because you're not in top 10 RTA. You know what I mean? It's not a thing. So yeah,
I think it'll be really fun.
And-
Don't forget, like, you could lose to one guy, but, like, remember, you're doing this in a span of 2 hours. So either the speed of your wings is very important, or, the volume of people within your own rank of how often you be fighting them. Like, let's say if some Guardian joins in, he just gets stalled out by some guy
yeah.
playing degenerate garbage. Some other, like, stalling him out, A, locks him from queuing other people, and then B, gives everyone else who's lower get to finish their wings and then queue up another one before he gets in, right?
Yeah.
So using Obaba as a bullying example for some reason here, but it should be fun. We're gonna try 2 hours. Maybe it's too long. Maybe it's not long enough. Most likely it'll be.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
just
it's
enough or
mostly
too long,
like
but we'll see.
it's an hour. You've got 1 hour in the Goodwill room, and then the top 4, I'm assuming, is going to take maybe 30 to 45 minutes. But either way,
Okay.
we'll just call it like a 2 hour thing, start to finish. If
Hmm.
you've got 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon and you want to play some games, there's no harm in joining. I mean, if you lose your first three and are just like fuck it, you just leave the Goodwill room. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no commitment. You don't have to like, take time out of your schedule to like make sure like, oh, it's going to take you 2 hours at the absolute max. That's if you win the whole thing. And yeah, so we're not trying to make it some big long like day long commitment or anything like that to anybody.
Yeah.
Like some of the bigger Summoners War tournaments are like. I know
Hmm.
the last Amazon one I played in, I was up until 4 a.m. So
Oh God, that's an atrocity.
yeah, so that is not what these are going to be. Very very loose, open format. And the other thing too is there is going to be like rules in the tournament. So like for example, this first one, Antares, Douglas, and Verd are not going to be allowed, and in the qualifying portion, the 1 hour, Molly's not allowed. You can use her in the top four matches if she's like the right pick or whatever, because we don't really care about the length of those matches, but
Yeah.
she has no business being in the 1 hour portion because if you pick her for one, you're never making it to the top four win totals. Your games are going to be super long, but you're also
Yeah.
going to fuck your opponents over. So to just avoid that situation altogether, she's not allowed in the qualifying portion.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, hopefully you guys are interested in that. Once again, we got to hit 1K subs first, and then we're gonna
Go
schedule the
full
first
steam
one.
ahead. And another thing is just like the prizes we mentioned now, they could get better by the time we're actually able to open the tournament and hopefully more consistently have more enticing prizes, right? Because
Yep.
not only that, but like if we're gonna have other formats, we do plan to do other formats. Like we'll do different rules, we'll do different uh formats is kind of the word, like formats and rules
We're
is
we're
what it
gonna
is.
make
So
the special leagues that Com to us should have done ages ago.
yeah. But mind you, we do have a fun special league coming up. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun at first until you realize
Until I realized my game is exactly the same.
yeah, well for Ziggy because he owns literally nothing. And then for me, it's gonna change a bit, maybe. We'll see. We'll find out by then. But like we can do like any kind of form. Like let's say we'll go roll up one of the sites that track RTA usage. You'll say these top 3 units right now, these are the most drafted, they're out.
Yep.
Completely out. Now you reruin your whole box, but if we're gonna make you reruin your whole box to get into the tournament, we're gonna make sure the rewards are at least worth your effort, and that's it. And it should be fun at least.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do more accommodating times for multiple servers as well. So let's say NA best is 5 p.m. my time or 7 p.m. 6 time, but no EU people can join in. Then we'll do in Sunday morning, maybe one of the weeks
Yeah.
we'll do Sunday morning,
Yep.
so the EU boys can join. And if you're in NA, you could probably join in as well. We're not gonna make it like we need you to sign up, commit to your time,
Nope.
and like that's too much chaos for us and for whoever wants to join.
Yeah.
It'll be open. You get in, do as much as you can for 1 hour, and then it's a
Yeah.
king of the hill for 1 hour, and then 45-ish minutes of finals,
Yeah.
and go from there.
And even if we're noticing that the top four is like taking too long, which I mean that's like impossible. It's
Well,
three.
the best of
It
3, it
it
shouldn't take
yeah,
long.
it's three total matches, but there's even ways to shorten that by just like only showing one of them on stream and have the other one play off stream. Like there's a lot of different ways that we're gonna make it as condensed and just fun as possible, not as
Yeah.
like dragged out, and it's also try to make it a good viewing experience as well. So for people who don't want to play, but of course just want to watch. So yeah, that's the plan for the WAP circuit. I don't know if we're gonna be able to call it that on YouTube videos or something. Maybe I'd think of a different name, but that's what we'll call it
WAP.
in circles,
That's
I
what
guess,
I don't know.
within our
Well,
circle. But yeah, I mean, what
can we
else
call
we
it King
got?
can we call it King of the WAP?
King of the WAP.
No.
Probably also can't call it that because we got that same word still in there. But
You sure?
we're gonna get hit with some copyright if we start calling it that.
Nicki Minaj herself is going
Yep.
to strike us.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'd be honored if she
Would it be?
if she copy striked me. But yeah. So other
Anyways,
than
aside
that,
from that,
future
please
weeks
subscribe,
coming up.
though.
Yes,
Please
subscribe.
subscribe. We're so close. We
Yeah,
feel like
just
every time we
fucking do
remind you
it,
guys,
man.
we're getting up. We're almost at 1K. Once we hit 1K, Bill Gates himself with Nicki Minaj
Yep.
copy strike us for no good
Will
reason.
copy strike us, and that's how we
We don't-
know we've made it.
Then we become the king of WoW. I
Yep.
mean, the king of the hill. Anyways, next topic. So next thing of the next episode's coming up. Next week we will do buff and nerf discussion for, after this meta has been played out a little bit more. There's 2 weeks, right? The meta will get changed. Like people were making tier lists of this season like 2 weeks ago.
A month ago.
Like a month ago. What are you doing? There's nothing to discuss yet. This is like just chaos. Oh, Manon's S tier. She was just being played with. What do you?
Yeah.
Too soon. So we're gonna do the tier list at the very last week. So not next week, but the week after that, from when this episode airs. And then next week Saturday will be buff and nerf discussions, because by then, and by the time we actually record the episode, will be later in the week, so we get more serious data of like what's being actually played. Has the meta actually changed from last season? A little bit so far, but let's see if it actually fully reverts by the end of next week. Because by the end of next week, I feel like everyone should have their serious pants on,
Yeah.
their button shirts. The clown nose is taken off, and they're going full steam ahead. I've already started a little bit earlier because I was doing top 50 for a little bit. I ended up dropping. I'm like, I got to reevaluate my whole box now, and I did that. It's doing good so far. Hopefully, I'll get back to top 100. But I'm starting that just from 2 weeks. So other people I know who I want to be top 100 for SWC. By the way, this is an SWC season to get into qualifiers. Are also pulling up their pants and taking off their clown nose and starting to get serious about the season. So we'll get some real good numbers hopefully by the end of next week. Have a good buff nerf discussion for next Saturday, and the week after that is tier list.
Yep. And I also want to make like my seasonally plea to come to us. Please shorten these goddamn seasons, man. I'm so tired of 2.5 months meaning nothing. Like these last 2 weeks are the weeks that I like and I enjoy, and it's like the second it's over, fucking back to the slog. You get 2 weeks of special league, and then 2.5 months of meaningless games, and then it's just so awful. Please shorten these seasons.
But they gotta, I don't know, man. Like I can't fully even agree with that myself. Just let it play out, I guess. It gets something.
It's so bad.
Like even if they made it like it's normally a 3-month season, right? Not a 2 month.
It's 3. Yeah.
Right?
I think
they
we've
shortened it
had
to 2
2
months, that's
months
just
in the past, but
yeah, like a couple odd ones at the end of the year. I think it ended up being 2 months or like 2.5. I think even the last one before this one was like a shorter one too.
But the other thing too, it's like they've shortened their balance patch cycle to 2 months. So now with seasons going at 3 and balance patches going at 2, we keep getting these random fucking timings that it's like, oh, there's 2 weeks left in the season. Here's a balance patch.
Yeah.
And I know for me specifically last season that crushed my season. I was
what happened for you in that patch?
They buffed Josephine and Wind Monkey while I was running Wedge. I had just pulled Wedgeot, so I was running Wedgeot, Robos, and like a Verd comp, and the whole thing just went to shit because now. The thing was, Josephine was already really strong versus my team, but a lot of people just didn't have her ruined. And same with Wind Monkey. Wind Monkey, I was still banning if I ever saw it, but no one had it ruined. And then they both showed up on a balance patch, and it was like, well, my rating just went. So.
And that's why he's never an SWC ever again.
I just that wasn't even an SWC, but I just hate 2 weeks. Why did we even play for the first 2.5 months for the entire game to get flipped on its head with 2 weeks left? And now,
I can agree with that. That's
like,
a bit
fuck,
bullshitty.
god damn it.
Would it be chaotic if they timed it though? I don't think it would be chaotic. So, like for example, at the end of this month, which coincides with the end of this season, we'll have the patch. We'll also have end of season, and then we'll have special league.
Yeah,
If that happens every single time,
it's like perfect.
I
But
can't even see. That's not a bad thing. The only thing they have to do is slap their art team to get out some shit. The rewards for the every 2 months,
bro,
and
I
shouldn't be
refuse to
hard.
believe that they don't have a backlog of like the next 10 seasons. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, what?
I don't
Like,
know.
what
The
you?
art team is superb. They know what they're doing.
But think,
They're ahead of their time.
like, I think the obvious like indicator of that though is like why we randomly get like a second Chimera skin. It's because like I swear they just have these things backlogged where it's just like you can't tell me you wouldn't make more money if it was a Sky Surfer skin. Like, give me a break. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, people would be wailing out like, I gotta get Oliver. I gotta play this season. I gotta try my hardest. Usually, when
Give
people
my
are try harding, that's when they wail more because they're losing and they're fucking getting tilted and they're like.
I have people messaging me to help them with their comps to get the Zeratu skin for this season. They're like, I just want G1.
Yeah.
I just need G1. I'm like, dude, I haven't even figured out for myself yet what I'm doing
Yeah.
to guide you or to help guide anybody.
But yeah.
So I know the chaos is there for like people.
Oh yeah, if you have a super specific, but if it was like a generally like Miles, Oliver, John is probably the best elemental family in the game. Like Miles and Oliver are debatably the best units of their element. And John is a super viable unit too. Like, he's not broken by any means, but he's super viable. Like, what's a better regular element family than that? I don't know.
I was gonna say Oracles were good, but I forgot Sierra's in the dumps right now. So yeah, actually.
Yeah, and even then, Miles is better than Praha. Yes. Juno's definitely better than John, but but still, it's not like John's a dog shit unit. He's
that's true. But I get what you're saying. I don't know. You know what? Let's put it out there for sure. Okay, I agree with it. Every 2 months, new season,
pre-ban in regular RTA. It's ridiculous. We even still have to ask. Like,
let's ask it anyway. We're just gonna have this ask every 2 months until it happens.
This is getting ridiculous. There's no reason anyone should even have to ask for that anymore.
The game is giving you so many scrolls now, right? Between events, you feed it, you get LDs. There's more LD5s now than ever. You can't deny it, except for Ziggy because he just sucks at this game. Aside from that, if somebody bans one of your units, you'll be fine.
Yes, especially when you also get to ban one of theirs. That's it's fucking.
What a concept! I think it would be fun. We already had it. Do we really want to go into a full pre-ban discussion again?
I mean, but it's just weird that you even need to explain it. Like,
but
it's good it's literally good for everybody. Turn 2, you sick of Oliver never letting you move? Guess what? Play a whole season, you never have to fight another Oliver. Like, great. Like me, I hate Vertihile. I'll never fight another Vertihile. Like it's good for everybody. So I just there's no argument against it anymore.
And it gives comp to us data on if this unit gets banned so often, maybe we should do something about it. Maybe.
Yeah,
like
crazy
often.
idea.
We're talking like ridiculous number. It's absurd. I know. I'm ahead of my time. Probably by 8 years here.
An innovator, truly.
Truly an innovator. But we already know. We already had a sample of this with Special League, right? We know with Special League with the SWC mode where they have pre-bans, and you see people. A lot of Verds are banned. A lot of Olivers are banned.
Leos. People get to break out their crazy comps with the Leo bans.
Yeah, and it gives either the comp viability for that one person to say, if I just ban this one unit, my comp is viable 100% of the, almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Aside from the odd counter here and there.
A million more comps would pop up.
But this one extremely common elemental unit just totally shuts me down every single time. What if I just pre-ban it? Does that mean that comp is broken? No. So let me give an example. My Nyx comp that I used to love running now has 1,000 counters to it. But the number one counter to it is like, let's say, either between a Veramos or a Tetra or a Juno or the
just one of those bullshit. Yeah.
Whatever. If I just ban one of them, that makes my fun comp.
The whole dynamic of it changes. Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes it more playable, and there's so many other comps that open up when you think about, but if this comp is weak to this unit, oh wait, I have pre-ban every day of the week, 30 wings in a row. I just pre-ban my problem unit. What a fucking revelation! I'm good to go. It doesn't matter.
And I even like the other side of it too, where it's just like I like that if like inevitably some comp is going to surface that's like really strong. It's banning, I don't know, like it's a CP oriented comp and it's banning Douglas and it's like whatever. Like I like the side of it of like now I have to figure this super meta comp out without this unit. Like I enjoy that where it's like what's my optimal pre-ban to set that team back, and then also what's my counter that isn't the unit that they're banning. Like there's like a whole nother layer of strategy involved in that.
God forbid we have more strategy in a strategy game.
Yeah.
In a strategy game that attempts to be a strategy game, but sometimes it is a strategy game, but most of the time it's not a strategy game.
Yeah.
God forbid we have that other layer.
Yeah.
So who knows what would happen.
Yeah. So we need pre-ban. Like everybody agrees. Go ask any streamer. Hey, just say, hey, what's your favorite special league? That's all you have to ask them. Every single fucking one of them is going to answer pre-ban.
Yeah.
And that's also just an added side effect. It's the SWC game mode. You qualify for SWC on this ladder, and then you get into SWC and you play a different fucking game. Like, what?
It is an actual different game. When
so dumb.
Like, I don't want to talk about this first of all, but like, I lost my train of thought because I was going to talk about like an example with myself, like how it screwed me over. But that's not relevant. The relevant part of this is the amount of units that just open up for viability with pre-ban. The amount of people, like the amount of comps. I already gave this. I'm not going to go back into it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Everybody knows it. Comp to us knows it. The game needs pre-ban.
This is what it was. People who were on podcasts when we spoke about this before, and they denied that, like, no, we don't need this. They go back. They like. I feel like they simmered on it, and then when they were in their stream, they're like, you know what? We do need pre-ban. Was that Obabo? I think it was.
Well, I think Thompson was one of them, and then also because I know we talked about it extensively on the Thompson and Wycuz episode, and like Wycuz was like hard against it because I still.
Was he hard against it?
Yeah, because he was like, whales want to have every single unit that they paid for at their disposal. And it's like, I feel like it still benefits them more because they can just ban a counter, but no one can ban everything that a whale has, right? Like, if you fight True Whale, you just pick one of the 50 LD5s? You think that's really going to affect him? You know what I mean? Like, he gets to ban his biggest counter, and you get to just pick one of the 50 fucking units that he has that's completely broken. Like, so, I mean, I don't really get that side. But that was a big thing. But yeah, I mean, either way, it's just like everybody that I know or speak to is in agreement. Like, because everyone has that one unit that pisses them the fuck off.
Robos. For me wanting to be a mid-range player, it wasn't even Oliver that was pissing me off. Oliver pisses me off, but Robo's pissing me off more. Nobody else agrees with me.
I hate Douglas. He would be my ban.
No. You pick him. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, yeah. Fuck it.
Hypocrite.
I don't care. Hypocrite and proud.
Hypocrite and proud. I would ban Robos. A lot of people tell me, Robos are easy. Robos are the bane of my fucking SW existence. I would ban them all day, every day of the week.
The funny thing is, I do the same thing with Douglas every time. Like, every time I pick Douglas, it's in the exact same situation, and I do the exact same thing every time. Every time I fight Triton, I pick Douglas and ban Triton. Every single time. Because I know that...
ban the Douglas?
Every single time. Because I know that they have no choice because Douglas is so fucking stupid and so broken that they have literally lost the game if they don't click on him for their ban.
Yeah.
So I get to just pick him. I can just pick him, ban the Triton, boom, I won the speed battle. By picking a Douglas, I've won the speed battle.
It's stupid. I know why you take it, as much as I want to rag on you for taking it, but it's still hypocritical.
It's because everyone does it to me. Like, there's a reason why I
know why.
I had a crazy Triton ruined for like a week, and then I was like, I'm never picking this thing because every time I do, I get Douglas. So I fucking de-ruined him.
Can't blame you.
So now I just do the same thing to people. You guys forced me to de-ruin my Triton. I'm going to do the same thing to you.
Does that sound like a healthy game to you guys?
It's so dumb.
Does Douglas sound like a healthy unit? You guys are out of your fucking mind.
And I'm not necessarily arguing that Triton is a healthy unit, but it's still fucking stupid.
Oh, Triton. Well, Triton's borderline okay.
Well, I mean, he's terrible right now because of all of his counters, but if those counters didn't exist, they would need to nerf him, like, because he's just... His only counter would be 15 res at that point. Or just other giga-cracked. I guess there's enough giga-cracked base speed units now.
When it comes to like, units like Triton, who don't do 100% push, I always wonder, like, if you just remove all the other 100 push units, I don't think that in the long run he still has that same value, even if he stays at 35%, for an example. If you remove all the other wind units that do 100% pushback in any other element, it doesn't matter what the element is. But if 0 bar is no longer potential off a single unit, more so multiple units have to bring you to 0 bar. In the long run, does that even still win, even if there's no more counters? You get what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, it's just like his follow-ups are just so strong now. Like in particular, Zibala, who can just
nerf them all.
Who just freeze resets you. They're both at a 115 and 116 base speed. And you get full stripped, pushed back, frozen reset, and...
That is hard.
It's like, what the fuck was I supposed to do there?
I guess.
That doesn't work. Doesn't work on Zibala. Yeah. Also, guys, Zibala is my favorite unit ever.
Yeah, now he has 2 of them.
Yep.
We went from having 0 to 2 of them.
We got 2, boys.
He actually built both of them. Did you fully skill both of them too? I think you would.
This one's missing a couple. I will. I just don't have the double ones, but she needs 3 more.
She actually do enough damage to even have that as a
Not really, but it's bothering me.
I wouldn't. Good for world boss, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if Zabal is going to be like... Well, we're going to see, I guess, when we talk about it next week, as we get some more numbers on it for pick rates and win rates and all that crap. I wonder how cracked she really is, because obviously more people are still pulling her. She is still considered a newer unit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
So, I mean,
Ziggy alone is either going to drop it or raise it. We'll find out.
Well, it's crazy because, like, so since I pulled her, I went on a massive losing streak when I first got her, and I was down in like C3, but now, like, in not very many wings at all, I only do like 3 to 5 a night. I'm back in G3, and like I like the website, the SW ranking, to specifically look at my own stats, because like it has a really cool feature. This is like the only feature I use it for, because I don't give a fuck what other people's stats are of a unit. I do not care. I don't care what the overall win rate of a Daphnis is. It makes no difference, okay?
Yeah.
So when I look at my 3 stats, like the core that I've put together of Oliver, Daphnis, and Zibala, it's so... When those 3 get into a match, I win 81% of the time. And the crazy thing is, though, is that my best duo is Oliver and Dark Robo, who win 74% of the time. So it's like, it's just such a weird, it's such an interesting thing, because it's like, so you either, if you ban the Dark Robo, then you leave the trio that wins 81% of the time. But if you ban any of the trio, I guess the common denominator is Oliver, and that's what you ban. Yeah. But then my Zibala Daphnis win rate is 72%. So it's like, It's just
So
like
what we're saying
it's like
is nerf Oliver is what I'm understanding.
yeah, but even when Oliver's nerfed, my Zabala Daphnis win rate's super high. So it's like it's just like those three, and then Dark like Robo. I don't pick every game, but like just the splashable like AOE strips mixed
Yeah.
in with those three. It's just like oh my god, it's so fun and it's so fucking good. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to
Zabala
think,
has
I need to look into my own stats. I gotta think, see my own
it's
comp. Like so
cool.
far, my team's okay, but
It's cool, but only you can see your own. Only you can see those deep of stats, as far as I know. I don't think you can
for
look
your
that up on other people. Maybe if you have like the Giga Premium extra Super Soaker fucking
super soaker, eh? I like
subscription, which
that.
is like I don't know, like $50 a month or some bullshit like that. But if you just have like the basic, you can look at your own stats like in your profile. I didn't even know
Yeah.
about this tab until like a week ago, and now like I just love it. It has so much random ass information about your own team, which is all I care about. I don't.
How did it find out for just you? Like, did you have to enter your Hive ID? Don't tell me you have to do your Hive ID.
No, no, no. It's just say it's pulling this website pulls data on every single person who plays an RTA match in Guardian.
But but you were able to see yours specifically,
Oh yeah,
right?
you connect your username. Like you just type like what's your Summoners War username? Zigbear.
Yeah.
That
Okay, so
that's
but you
it.
can type in someone else's name and still get their exact info and their best duo or their best trio, or no?
Maybe if you made an account and said that that was your name.
Mm.
I don't know actually. Personal data. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I know you don't log in with your Summoners War info, so I don't know.
So then, so I'm
Somehow,
curious about how it knows. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'll look into it after.
but yeah, it's really cool. So I don't know. Like
I wish I
when
had a
you're,
Zabala.
I can give you
Should be
one.
able
When
to.
I pull my third, although I've made a decision, I'm building every Zabala that I pull
Oh,
from here
great.
on out. So
First it was Kyle, now it's Zabala.
yeah, I'm gonna have an army of Kyles and Zabalas.
Oh, finally an
But
assassin.
yeah,
Hybrid. Wind. Oh.
so how has your season been going? You've been turning it around recently. I've been looking at your
Yes.
replays.
Yes, I've turned it around with Wind Diver though. Is it actually? Oh, finally,
Oh my
man.
god, Pog. I
Fuck.
actually
Right, even though I can't
I
use it.
have her built an RTA right now.
Wait, for RTA?
Yeah,
Why?
because
Do anything?
she just does massive bursts. Like if she procs, something dies. Because like the S2
Is
is
she my
like
Dominic? Oh, is she my Dominic? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because I don't have Dominic. Is
I
she my
mean
Dominic?
in the realm of if she procs something dies, yeah. Because she
Oh,
puts
that's what Dominic is.
yeah.
If he procs something dies.
Because this is 6 dots, and then this is another. She does 9 dots in the process of hitting 7 times, and then detonates the 9 dots. So it's just a massive explosion of damage.
That's pretty good. Aside from Wind Ivor being the next Dominic for me because I don't have Dominic, the season has been out. It's been corrected for me now. Now that I've been taking speed leads, I really hate that I still can't play mid range properly. I was having great success at the beginning because everyone was still dicking around with Water Holly. That's food for me after. Let me go even further back than that. I was first picking Water Holly. I was being a degenerate. And then I learned, oh wow, this unit actually sucks after I learned like what counters it, blah blah. So I stopped first picking it. I went back to my favorite thing ever, first pick Karnal. And that was doing really good. Until all the Oliver Robos started coming out instead of the turn 2 comps. Because I still farmed all the turn 2 comps. I lose to them maybe 1 in 15 matches or maybe 1 in 10. It's not even that bad of a number, really. When you think about the amount of layers of RNG they have, right? But what happened is all the speed comps started coming out, and I suck at contesting speed, believe it or not. People like to call me a turn 1 player. I'm not a turn 1 player by any means. I use turn 2 units that are really fast. It's not my fault you don't farm, right? Not my problem, right? I'm a turn 2 player that has fast runes, and it ended up I look like I'm turn 1. So now I was forced to do Swift or bring back speed leads into my comp. So I did a full rerun on stream last. When was that? Monday? Monday or Tuesday? I don't remember. I did a full rerun on getting my speed leads back in the box and getting all the tuning readjusted because I had to spread out my runes. I am going on the Vio More trend. I thought this was gonna die out. It hasn't died out yet. I have to keep the high attack, unfortunately, because that who shall not be named. How's that saying go?
Dude, could you imagine if you could run a low attack tank more? He'd be so good in this meta right now, and you just fucking can't because then you'll just lose that shit.
I know it's so, and I almost lost this more. 1942 glanced. It glanced a more.
Or no, a Douglas.
A Douglas.
Well, yeah.
I can't
that's the thing. It's like even high attack units, like if you're hitting my Douglas right now, you probably still have like a 30 some odd % chance to glance. Like you're 520, no, you're 620 attack away from my Douglas. Like, I don't know, they don't tell us the exact thresholds, but 600 attack is a lot of attack difference. So I feel like you might even still be at the max chance to glance. I don't fucking know. I don't know how the equation works, but
I would love to run one of these HP runes on him because I do want him to be tankier. I can't because of one singular unit in this game. Yep. I'm not trying to make this to an rag on Oliver
Douglas. See, we can't even get his name right. That's how much we hate him.
I want to rag on Oliver too. But I have adjusted my comp. It's been doing really well. There's been the odd match I lose because I'm an idiot, and there's the odd match I lose just because I'm still too slow. I'm doing my main core is more Chung Pong. I hate that this is still a thing. As a turn 2 player, you guys like to think we're both turn 1 numbskulls. We're numbskulls, but we're not turn 1 numbskulls. He is, I'm not. Turn 2 numbskull.
And hey, you see my box? I got plenty of turn 2 stuff ruined up. There's an Abellio, a Raccoon, Molly, Fengyan, Douglas.
You're just flexing on
Fire Panda, dude. I'm basically a turn 2 player. I'll say it.
Fire Panda. You play more pandas than I do, I think.
Because I combo them off the wedge art. So
Damn. Smart player. Anyways, I'm going more Chung Pung if they first pick Oliver. And if I end up getting the same person who takes Oliver, I'll actually first pick the Oliver from them just to piss them off and see what they do. And then I'll go Karnal as my second pick. I still make Karnal my core. I still love his red ass so much in this meta. You just can't go wrong with Karnal in this meta.
He's flavor of the month right now, too.
I don't know. And he still has a multitude of counters, right? Like, nothing's changed. If anything, he's worse now, technically. It's just the way the matches play out is that it's not that bad that he's in there. Viomore is Viomore, just if you guys don't know yet why Viomore, Josephine, Yuki, Hatter now, and there's one more. Who is it?
It's honestly worse first Juno too. The despair one. You can actually lose to Juno because of despair.
Yeah. Now I don't really I just absorb so much more. I wish I could make it tankier. I think a tankier Viomore is stupid good right now. If Douglas is not your nightmare, but unfortunately he is my nightmare, so I have to keep him high attack.
Yep.
Then I have everyone else tuned. I never worry about Giannis anymore because I have Patter and Hagang. I slap him down early. Mind you, listen, if you're watching this, you have Patter Hagang, but you first pick Oliver, you do not take Oliver, Hagang, Patter, you lose. You just lose. There's no damage in your team. You die. You're done for.
Yeah.
So just a random advice there. But if you go more and whatever else, it works out because you do damage, you absorb bar, blah blah blah, and you actually do damage. Oliver does nothing other than control. My Swift units now are Sekhmet Ethna. This is a Ethna I deem better than Obobbles. Don't at me.
It's not anymore. He upped his.
Man.
Yeah. I think he did it just despite you. Because it's well, I don't know, but it's 2-2-1 and it's on Will now, so he wins.
And on Will?
Yeah.
For what?
He got me too. Mine's.
Man, I can't even do it. I can't even fake it. How do you get 2-2-1? I can do this, I guess. but like it's. Does that make it better?
No, you gotta have 100 crit. you got to be able to do that turn 1 play where you.
So I'm no longer better than Obabo in that sense.
No.
And then I have second. I still have my cookie just in case I lose one of these two. And I ruined up Croa for Robos, even though it still loses to Robos. It's very saddening, but it's a thing. Hopefully it works out for me. And I still have a Chew rune. And overall, this box pretty much addresses everything. Obviously, having Tian Lang. Tian Lang, I thought I was going to make a really bad one. But he's still not the greatest as he was before. But I put him on Revenge. It hasn't procced as much as I want it to. And
I still think Revenge is the best call.
It is. I'm just still re-apping the slot 6 to have a better Revenge set in general. But like this one's not bad, obviously. And that's it. I think I don't know if hopefully this was helpful for anyone that was watching on like what I was doing to upgrade my account to hopefully get top 100 this season. Oh, and I'm using Nyx again. Coincident. Somehow I was able to, if I go Karnal Cigar, and then Nyx is an option immediately. Just 2-turn provoke is so juicy. The juiciest thing. Gurkha opened my eyes. No, I didn't open my eyes. I was already doing the 2-turn provoke thing for a while. But it's nice to have that option, right? Like with this, the way I've ruined it, forcing speed leads in my box again, I can pivot into a multitude of things, and I'm happy about it. That's my spiel of the fucking.
I think the Summoners War community is kind of screwing you over though, because now that everybody has stolen your Karnal and is just picking Karnal every fucking game, everybody's like, oh, this is my Karnal, this is my Karnal. now I feel like there's more Karnal hate drafts out there.
They're doing crit damage Karnal though. It's garbage.
It's definitely it's not garbage, but I think it's worse. Mine's only on crit damage because it wasn't ruined otherwise. Like I didn't have any runes for it otherwise. So it was either like I put it on crit damage or I just take it out of my box.
The thing is with me though, if I can't bring a unit to 100 crit on a crit damage build or a crit rate build for that matter, I don't want to use it. Like
yeah, mine was, but then I took another rune off him for I think I built a water monkey out of nowhere.
When you miss crit, it feels so bad. Like Samathi's not a priority pick for me, so I'm not really concerned. FNS is a high pick rate unit or high pick unit for me. He just accidentally has crit rate using leftover runes, and like he ended up being on a crit rate slot, so I made sure he had 100 crit. Because I want him to do damage, and not miss it. Even my Lydia, who's skill 2, will always crit if they don't have beneficial effects. I don't want to take the chance. I need to crit something that has beneficial effects on. I keep her at 100 crit. This is my. Did I nerf this guy? I think he's not missing a rune. I gotta fix that. Gotta fix this spell on this too. That one missing crit will betray you. I swear. Anyways, but yeah, that's why I don't rune. I don't even attempt it. Because A, my crit damage runes suck, and B, I can't get it to 100 crit. It's just not an option for me. But I do like I'm tanky though. That's the thing that you can do crit damage one. You do more damage.
I prefer that version of the Karnal. Yeah. I just don't. He's not a core unit of mine, so I'm not giving that set back to him. But I prefer that one.
Yeah, this is the real Karnal. Do you know that meme with what's his name? Michael Fassbender looking at whatever her name is, Mystique, and she's like, I want the real Mystique. This is the real Karnal. There's the crit damage Karnal, you're like, and then you look at this, like, that's the real Karnal. This is it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Don't tell me otherwise. I'm the quote-unquote semi-innovator and the starter of Karnal, even though it was bound to happen, but I was the first one. I will never lose that title.
Bro, it makes me so mad, too. Like, I'm watching, like, Obabo and Pinky use their Karnals on stream, and like they'll pick it, like they're intentionally picking it into units that like they are like 99% sure it's like 100 res, and like those are the matches, like those are the units that Karnal's normally good against, but they're bringing in like a 30 accuracy Karnal and they're fucking landing stuff.
I don't get it.
Like that's just sacking.
We need to know. Yeah, that's actually what it is. Sacking. You can't have a high. Karnal is meant to control. I don't think he does damage through additionals, and he controls. because he has the accuracy. He awakens it to accuracy. It helps. When I see these crit damage builds, A, they're not even 100 crit, and B, I've seen
their
who is
ack
it?
is in the dog.
Yeah, it's either like the awakening was 25. Pinky
Osaru's,
has the best one. Yeah.
Osaru's, who people considers the best, is literally flatline 25 accuracy.
Exactly.
There's not even an innate on that fucking unit that has a point of accuracy.
I didn't even know how you pulled that off. That's nuts to me.
But like, to me, if that is working for you, you're sacking.
Yeah, you are sacking.
Because the thing
when
is,
you don't
it's
run
like
crit on a unit and you're critting all the time, you're sacking too. To me,
yeah, Osaru's is like 75 crit or something. I'm pretty sure it's 75, 70. Yeah.
7-0. I saw it. I'm like,
but
this
it's
is
like
the Karnal that people are juicing.
The thing is, though, it's like I was interested in this, and like when I was copying your comp for a while and trying it out, there like 9 out of 10 games, because like a lot of these Karnals are getting picked without defense breaks. I mean, I had really good artifacts on my Karnal, but I was doing more damage per hit, and I was max accuracy and 20k more health, and I was doing more damage per hit. Granted, on a defense break, they would do more, but they're not. Some of them, Obabo brings a lot of defense breaks. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
but
he does
some of those teams bring no defense breaks, and then the Karnal hits less than my triple HP one was hitting for.
Oh.
It's
like, your triple HP one is like super cracked though.
But
like,
still, they have cracked artifacts too, though.
Yeah,
they could do that.
I would take that build any day of the week because A, you're tankier and your max accuracy. You're not sacking in that whole like my Bison surviving is a big deal because if they don't kill him, Masha's crashing into him.
Well, that's the funny thing, dude. My Daphnis, like 2 weeks ago, wasn't killing Karnals. Now I'm killing Karnals because they're all switched over to crit damage. Now all of a sudden,
that's what you get.
I didn't change a single rune or anything on my Daphnis, and all of a sudden they're dying in one hit. I wonder what happened.
Well, that's a good example though with like Obabo, he's pulling off crit damage Karnal. He's like, oh, crit damage Karnal's the greatest. You're saying that he brings a lot of defense picks though.
Yeah.
Yes, he will do more damage.
Yep.
Because he's on crit damage, defense break makes sense. Then you see the other guys like, oh, if Obabo does crit damage Karnal, I'll do crit damage Karnal. But then you don't bring any defense breaks.
Yeah. Like Obabo brings probably more defense breaks than anybody because he uses Han, Ethna, and Feng Yan, who are just like defense breaking machines. So it's like
probably a Shizuka's in there somewhere replicating it too. He has Shizuka, right? He is doing the Shizuka thing.
Yeah, he does. He plays Shizuka sometimes, not that much, but still, it's just like he's got. I don't know if his draft ever ends without him having a defense break in it. So that's where I think crit damage Karnal actually makes sense, especially like with aggressive units like Han and stuff like that, because now you can set up plays where it's like I S3 that thing, I defense break it and get it down to like 20%. Now I go on a different target with my stun because I know Karnal's finishing off that 20% because his defense broken. Like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. But some other people, it's just like my Karnal's on crit damage because that's what people are doing nowadays. And they're hitting for less than my one with 20,000 more HP and max accuracy was hitting for.
Embarrassing. You guys should be fully, truly embarrassed by that.
I love it. Stay with it. Because if all of a sudden my Daphnis stops killing Karnals again, then I could plummet. So keep going. Yeah, then we have an issue. But yeah, I mean, either way, I mean, the meta right now though is still like it's going back to like the Oliver centric meta. But it doesn't feel as hopeless anymore. Like, I don't know. Okay, that's another thing we talked about wanting to talk about. Do you think Oliver still needs another nerf?
Unfortunately,
and what would it be if you?
Shumia gave this idea, and I think I can agree with it. This is like the best crit damage Karnal I could build. On a side note here, and I don't like it.
Not worth it.
Mind you, it does. I lose my Masha runes pretty much. 51 accuracy. What was that leaving with? Oh my god.
32.
I guess I go do crit damage artifacts then. Would I do crit damage artifacts? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute with me. Get out of here. It doesn't make sense. Get out of here. Oliver, I think should be out of the best side. Just he shouldn't absorb bar period on his S3. I think
So like revert it back to what it was before with the
Yeah.
damage scaling and stuff.
yeah, give it the damage scaling back, and then take out the bar absorb.
So still pushback and no.
No. Yes. Let him still push back. Give him back that damage. No more absorb. He does not gain bar of S3 period. No.
Yeah,
He does not gain bar to himself.
I'd
'Cause that's the
be
issue.
okay with that nerf.
I think like that's kind of what needs to happen. Like I can't see because you gain bar off using your S2. They're not going to nerf the S2. Nobody is asking for the S2. Make the S3 so bad, and maybe it's just even take out the damage. Fuck it, like keep the damage out. I mean, just remove the absorb portion. Let it push back. Should we let it push back still? Shit.
Yeah. The only reason he's broken is because he can follow up a turn 1 team and reset 2 things. If he does not absorb, he cannot reset 2 things. He's a perfectly fine unit. Like, he's basically Sekhmet in that situation, but like he does it in a different way. He's the speed leader and he's following things up, but he's basically Sekhmet. And arguably worse because he doesn't do the full reset and he doesn't have the if I miss added effect.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's fine. If he can only reset one thing, because like whenever I'm using Oliver, that's the death sentence. Getting resisted on the absorb on the first turn. Like that is when shit hits the fan. Is if you miss the absorb.
Maybe that I would say remove the absorb portion of it completely. And maybe not introduce damage yet, reintroduce the damage yet, but just get rid of the absorb. And then again, see what happens. I don't care if it's going to take 5 more patches until Oliver is nerfed like properly, but they have to keep notching at him because we don't want another full season of Oliver. And it really is looking like we're looking at another like as people, like I said earlier, put their pants on, take off their clown nose, first picking Oliver again, and oh fuck, it's still consistent. It's still too good. So yeah, they gotta nerf him again. If you ask me right now, 2 weeks before season closes, yeah, he needs another nerf. Pretty sure I'll say the same thing next week too.
Yeah.
The fact that I can use Oliver with my Tian Lang, nerfing half of my absorb and still win the matches, right? So don't say, oh, reduce it by half. No, that's how I use Oliver over 50% of the time is with my Tian Lang, nerfing his absorb in half, and I'm still herb stomping with it once he's like cycling all the time. Remove the bar, period. No more absorb, gone. That's it. It's
The only other thing that I was thinking of to nerf him is making it so that this skill doesn't reduce the cooldown of the rest of your skills. And like I know it hurts what's his face, but like literally all they have to do for John, because he only has one other skill, is just reduce that skill by 1 turn, like its overall cooldown. And then he's actually more consistent because now he doesn't have to land this shit to get the reduction. It'll just be reduced. But like to me, this is the biggest issue because this is like what keeps the chain going. And like the very first nerf.
Yo, if this is at a 3 turn, that's pretty cool, actually.
But it basically already is, right? Because you just S2.
Yeah, because
so
S2.
It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, actually, this has become redundant now that I think about it. But like it's stupid. What's the LD variant that has that? He probably doesn't need it either.
It's the light one, right?
The light one has? Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah, Jackson has the strip S2.
Yeah, and it's not relevant on the light one, by the way. Like the only positive use that people get out of Daniel is turn 1 kill you. Like I don't know who the fuck's getting 2 Daniel S3s off in a game, but I actually play on a friend's account who has Daniel, and you do not S3 twice. It doesn't fucking matter.
But you're suggesting that this just straight up remove the decrease the skill cooldown by 1 turn?
Yeah, it's just dumb because like it basically just that's what makes the chain infinite. And like to me, that's the biggest issue because I'm okay if like let's say he does maintain the ability to reset 2 things by needing to land a reset, land an absorb, get enough bar to cut, right? So basically he has to target the highest bar thing now because now he can only suck the amount that he takes, which was a good change. Basically now it's like your absolute best outcome with Oliver is you reset 2 things, and now the rest of the team has to kind of carry you for a while because he's now on cooldown. He's done for a little bit, no matter what. Because right now it's broken that half the people who first pick Oliver pivot into turn 2 because this guy just sits there and endlessly supports himself while CCing the opponent. Like, I would rather him stay really strong, but as an aggressive 33 lead, like all the 33 leads are. Like, that's supposed to be... He's broken because he's a 33 that can play in any type of team because he's a complete package unit all by himself. He needs no other help. He's just a solo, like, devastator. He doesn't need supports. He doesn't need anything else. He can just do what he does by himself, and that's because he has an endless chain. So I would just break the chain like this.
That is one of the two. As long and they would not have to reduce this cooldown because he does still reduce his own cooldown.
You leave that one exactly the way it is right now. I don't even think you give the damage back, and you just completely break the chain. And it's like most of us already. I mean, at least I know I do. I pretty much already play in that world because how often do you fucking land all 3 things with Oliver? For me, feels like never, but...
It feels like never for me, too.
But honestly, in the games where he just gets that chain going and just won't fucking quit, it's like, that's when people are like, this unit is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because you never get a turn.
And it's not like it feels ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Yep. It's ridiculous using it, and it's ridiculous fighting it. I think I can agree with either one happening, but again, I think we still
they do still need to touch it. Yeah,
they still needs a nerf. That's unfortunate. I hate that we're still talking about Oliver. Literally, we're almost at our 1-year anniversary of WoW. Yeah. Actually, when is that even? I don't know,
but like literally, like our 3rd episode was like all about Oliver, and it was like the title of the video. It's like it was the one with Sean B. And the title of the video was who should get, or like something like who should get Oliver's 33 lead, because everyone knows the nerf that needs to happen to Oliver that never ever will is he needs to lose the 33. But that will we're a year later, we're now in the situation where it's like, okay, I guess they're just never going to do the nerf that actually needs to happen. So let's figure out all this other shit.
April 16 is our anniversary.
Yeah.
There we go. I even put it in the chat for some reason. That's when we'll know. But yeah, we were talking about GUI back in...
Yeah, because she was awful back then. So it was like, did we give her the 33?
That episode, I was saying make her 35%. I was pretty sure it was that episode. We were talking about if you should make her 35%.
Probably.
And then it was ended up being too much. But I do also recall saying do 30% first, see how it plays out. And if it needs 35, we'll go to 35. They just straight up to 35, and now everyone, like, even myself, I'm like heavily complaining, like not heavily, but like it's a problem.
I can't beat that unit. I do not beat. I do not beat GUI. She just finds a way, even when like I'm feeling okay about my draft, and I'm like I should be fine, right? Like this should be fine, and then it's something she just does something miraculous, and I lose, and yeah. But yeah, we can call it there. We're right at the hour mark, so that's a good one. We don't need to drag this one out. We gave you guys a long one last week. So. Yeah.
And hopefully us talking about our comps gave you an idea how to clean up your own for the next couple of weeks. We'll touch on it next week as well.
Yep, for sure.
And good luck is all I can say.
Yep, good luck. Peace out, sub. 1K. Let's go.
WAP.
Stop fucking around.
Peace. Pull up your pants and take off your clown nose.
Yep.